It's simple. FTP. Oh my goodness. So I first came across this story thanks to one of you guys who put it in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, I suggest you do it. A lot of great people there. Having said that, I looked into the story and the main headline that was going everywhere was officer plants evidence on this man. I believe the man's name is Calvin Riley, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like, okay, officer plants evidence. And I look into the story further and I'm like, okay, it's not that she planted evidence. That seems to be an edited clip. But what gets crazier, and it does get crazier, everything that I've said from the jump. And that is what really caused me to make that shift when it came to law enforcement, was realizing the powers and the privilege that they have over regular citizens. When it came to the relationships between law enforcement, between the prosecutors, between the judges, and how everyone pats everyone else's back. That in order for our judicial system to be where it's at, everyone has to shake hands. Everyone has to, there has to be some, push and pull between everyone. So at that moment in time, once you look at law enforcement, how difficult it is to prosecute law enforcement, when you look into qualified immunity, Terry stop, when they happened out in New York, when they were stop and frisk, when you look at all the privileges that the Supreme Court, the racist Supreme Court, historically speaking, has given to law enforcement, when you look at the gun laws, historically racist against black people, when you look at that in totality, you realize that it's set up against you. Things would have changed a long time ago had it not been for our PWTs of the Republican Party. Had it not been for the dumb, poor, low IQ whites of the Republican Party, the boomers, being sold this narrative that, hey, the boogeyman is the black person, that who's going to protect you is law enforcement. They're good people, bad black people. If they had not been sold this lunacy, this absolute fairy tale, we would have police reform a long time ago. A long time ago. There is a reason why you hear stories like this and you don't hear stories about, a white person being killed by law enforcement, or a white person's civil rights being taken from them by law enforcement. Because they know the moment in time that veil is lifted and they realize, hey, you're being screwed over just like we're being screwed over. I know you may have a different feeling when we're screwed over, but what about you being screwed over? What about that? The moment in time Fox News and the rest of the right-leaning outlets start reporting on these cases, things are going to change. But once again, it's not within there's no incentive for them to do such. There's no incentive. There has to be a boogeyman of the country. And historically and presently, it's always been black people. That's who it's been. So when I come to the story about Riley and you look at the footage of the video, because what happened, what transpired essentially is that they were looking to get this man. That's in a nutshell. They were looking to get this black man. This is in Florida, okay? I don't know any black people who is in sound mind who's in Florida. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nevertheless, that's where this was. When it comes to the power dynamics between you as a citizen and law enforcement, you are never going to win that battle. Never. They have set it up against you. That's why where the term comes to white privilege and what things like that, where they understand that they'll treat certain groups differently than how they treat us. That it's not about what the laws say, it's about the enforcement of the laws. That's what it's about, and that's what it's always been about. So when it comes to situations that Riley was in, is that they were fishing. And that's what many oftentimes that they do, is that they will pull you over on one broken taillight, but they will fish for more. Because they know in their head, they've been trained, if they have a broken taillight, what else do they have? Do they have a suspended license? Do they have warrants on them? Are there drugs in the car? Do I smell anything? And that's exactly what they did to this black man. That's exactly what they did. She pulled him over due to speeding and taillights.
To May 7th of last year. That's when Calvin Riley Sr. was pulled over in Tallahassee, Florida, for speeding and driving without his headlights on. She
didn't mention anything about swerving or anything like that. Speeding and taillights. Black man in a Mercedes. She talks to him. He said, I don't have a wallet, because I don't have a wallet either. Everyone in modern times, we pay with our phone. Google Pay, Apple Pay, that's what you do.
You don't carry a wallet at all? Where do you carry your money at?
Bank.
A bank? Okay. How do you pay for things? On your phone? Okay, I gotcha.
She goes back to her car. Once the other officer comes in, she's talking about, yeah, it just didn't make any sense. I was asking him how he paid, and he said he didn't have a wallet and everything.
I feel like I'm getting some indications, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't really smell anything right now. Do you think you can just talk to him? He's like looking everywhere for his like ID, and he's like looking up here and pulling out papers and like looking around and everything. He says he doesn't carry a wallet. I said, how do you have money? He goes, the bank. And I said, okay, well, he's just not making a lot of sense. Yeah.
He explained to you how he paid, and now you're saying it didn't make sense. Then she says, hey, I wasn't able to smell anything yet, right? I wasn't able to smell anything. She's trying, she's fishing. What she's trying to do is basically put charges on him. They're trying to double up on these charges, okay? That's exactly what they're trying to do. She tells the other officer to give her a heads up, hey, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to entrap this man. And you notice within the interrogation, within the terrorism, because that's what they are, these are terrorists. They're nothing more than terrorists with badges. Within this terroristic action, this interaction that was taking place, they kept on asking him, hey, do you have a marijuana card?
So I smelled marijuana on your vehicle. Did you recently smell?
No, let me tell you something, man.
Stand right here.
Let me tell you something.
Stand
I don't know. You heard what you just said, you smell marijuana, right?
Yeah.
I don't even smoke, so
Okay.
what? But you come with that, that's lip gloss.
Okay.
Okay? This right
Do you
here.
have a medical marijuana card?
No, I don't smoke nothing.
Have you recently smoked him?
I don't smoke nothing.
Okay.
So she said she smelled marijuana. I don't even smoke.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's okay. I don't want to do what you want to do, and that's gonna go. It's gonna go that way.
Did somebody else smoke in your car earlier? Was
Nobody
anybody else
went
in
in
your
my car. I ride alone.
Okay.
Why would a person have a marijuana card if they said they don't smoke marijuana, right? Why would they have that? But they keep on asking. They keep on prying because that's how they've been trained to do. They keep on asking the same question from different angles to see if you slip up. Now he doesn't slip up. Here's the crazy part. She finds a bottle, a sealed bottle, mind you. The officer finds a sealed bottle, unseals it, pours it out, puts it back in and puts it in the dash, whatever. The other officer puts it in the report. Even when when the male officers come by, they ask, hey, what's the deal here? Oh, we found an open bottle.
Yeah. Did y'all search the car?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing in there?
No. Well, okay, so he had a bunch of alcohol stashing there, but
Yeah, nothing open or anything?
yeah, open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, the premise is that, hey, this person's drunk driving. The bottle, we have the open bottle. Little does this officer know that the bottle was all open by the previous officer. Now, she puts this in the report. The only way for her to put this in the report is if she was told by the other officer, which then leads to, you want to tell me that this officer opened a closed bottle, never been opened before, it was sealed, pours it out, reseals it, and tells the other officer, hey, there's an open bottle.
The vodka bottle as evidence.
Like how I stated previously, we found it in the vehicle, so I listed it in my report because I didn't want to look like I was hiding anything.
But you used it as evidence.
The vodka bottle?
Yes.
No.
That's your testimony here today, that you did not use the vodka bottle as evidence.
Correct.
Your Honor, may I approach her with your deposition? Question. And in that report, you mentioned that a vodka bottle was found in a pouch on the driver's seat. Is that correct? Answer. Correct. Question. And you mentioned that because it was evidence. Answer. Yes. That's inconsistent with your testimony today.
Okay, you asked me about the vodka bottle, and I thought you meant it played into his evidence in his arrest at the point the vodka bottle was found.
But you had automatically assumed that that vodka bottle was what was used to put in that cup.
Yes, which was in my end.
Now, obviously, this is a setup, obviously, right? But what they try and argue that, hey, the totality of the circumstances, right? The totality of the situation, that open bottle wasn't really the nail in the coffin, okay? It was compounded with his slurring of speech, and they will always say that. They will always say that, even if you're not slurring your words. I looked at the video. You can play the video on your own time. He's not slurring his speech. He's not slurring his speech whatsoever. But they put that out there because that's what they've been trained to do. These demons, these monsters, okay? They are demons who walk among us. That's what they are. Please understand this. Lineage of evil. So they say, oh, yeah, his slurring of words, his erratic driving.
Can you tell the jury why you believed you had probable cause to arrest him for DUI at that point?
Based on the totality of the circumstances, Officer Oliver had observed poor driving patterns, and then my own personal observations with the thick, slurred speech, watery, bloodshot eyes. He had said he was leaving a bar and said that he had consumed a couple of 2 beers there.
Sure enough, you're in Florida. Most of these Floridians are anti-black racists themselves, okay, or self-hating blacks or self-hating Dominicans or Latinos or wherever they are, okay? Sure enough, boom, guilty, done. That's it. Took them, I think it was a pretty fast turnaround too. I think in less than an hour or something like that to come to a conclusion. Based off of what? Based off of what? I don't know what to tell you. It's as simple as that. I really, once you understand you being an American citizen, understanding the history of law enforcement, understanding the laws and what they can do and how they can circumvent your rights. Because I want you to understand this. When I love it when these saltines want to talk about rights, more Second Amendment. That's a piece of paper, and they're now realizing that when it comes to January 6th, that piece of paper doesn't mean anything. That you could be innocent, but guess what? If they want you guilty, you're going to be guilty. And it costs money to play. It costs money to play. You just don't automatically are given rights. No, you have to fight for your rights in the court system that's rigged against citizens, especially black Americans. So you're at a loss to begin with. Now you want to cry. Now all of a sudden they want to talk about the FBI needs to get rid of them. We need to get rid of the CIA. We need to get rid of the IRS. Black people have been telling you this. What have you been telling us? Oh, you didn't do nothing, huh? You didn't do nothing? That's what you guys are. You guys just no accountability, no responsibility. They're evil. They're wicked. And this wickedness, once it catches up to them, then they want to claim victim. Then they want to why is this happening? What's going on? Because it's always been set up to attack you and me. That's how the system's been set up. That's how they've historically set it up. It was never supposed to get them. It's never, when the net is cast, it's not supposed to catch them. So when it does, they're confused and they're upset and they're enraged. And then that's when they want to do something. They either it's 2 options that they have: nothing or overreact. And the same thing with our government. So when I see a story like this, I think it's despicable. I think it's horrible. I think in a utopia, there would be a superhero. We would have a Superman who would laser these fools. Simple as that. They would laser them and allow the black man, you go ahead, you take a good day and fly off. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you got. No, there is no either or here. Okay, there are no 2 different trains of thoughts here. No, there's only one. FTP. That's what it is. If you are a red-blooded American, it's FTP. Anyone who is defending terrorists with badges, you need to be deported. To be honest with you, you need to have your citizenship removed and deported. It's as simple as that. That's un-American as it gets to defend terrorists with badges, because that's what they are. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, and I'm sure there's some low IQ who do, feel free to call in during disagreement days. We're simply held Friday through Sunday. There's a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this story and moving forward, and subscribe, and that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Sure enough, you're in Florida.